Hey, welcome back, friends. If you want to join the friends, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. So today I have a sort of money-making guide. This is going to be a guide on this machine right here. It's called the Rune Goldberg Machine. This is going to be how you actually make Vis wax. The requirements for doing this is going to be 50 rune crafting, because that is how you get into the rune crafting guild, and that's where this machine is located. If you do have 99 rune crafting, the rune crafting cape will help you out a little bit while doing this, but it is completely and utterly unnecessary for actually making the Vis wax. It's just a little extra bonus. It will help you out a little bit. So first thing you do to get to this machine is you're going to grab your Wicked Hood and click the teleport option. It's going to get you pretty close to the rune crafting guild, sorry. So you go inside of the Rune Crafting Guild, and then immediately, I believe it's on the east side. Yes, it's on the east side of the Rune Crafting Guild. You will see this machine right here. So the way the machine works is you throw 3 runes into the slots here, and it will pop out an amount of Vis wax that it will let you actually make. So the way these runes work is the first and the second slot are both worth 30 Vis, and the third slot is worth 40 Vis. You can get up to 30 for the first 2, so that's up to 60 for the first 2. And then the bottom one is worth 40, so that will add you up to a total of 100 Vis that you can get every single day. The way that this combination works is there is going to be, the first rune is going to be the same for everybody. So you can just go get that from somebody else. Everybody else will have the same exact first rune. It's very simple to figure out what this first rune is. The second rune is going to be one of 3 different possible runes. The 3 possible runes are going to be the same for everybody, so you again can get help for this a little bit. You are still going to have to figure out which of the 3 runes is actually the one that you are having, but at least you can get limited down to 3 different possible runes. And the third rune is going to be completely random. Everybody has a different random rune. That's going to be where, if you have 99 rune crafting, the rune crafting cape helps you. If you activate it, it will just tell you what your best rune is. My best personal rune is going to be the Mist rune, which unfortunately for me, Mist runes are extremely expensive, so I'm not actually going to be using Mist runes. I'm going to have to come up with something called an alternate. Basically, the way the alternates work, they are trying to help you get the maximum amount of GP per day. On average, if you're doing this the correct way, you can get about 500 GP a day. I did a loot from 14 days of Vis wax. Go ahead and check that out down in the links down below. I ended up getting about 480,000, and I messed up a couple of days. So 500,000 a day is pretty achievable to get. I personally, to get help with the runes, I check out, there's a FC called Vis Wax FC. So you'll see in the description here, the title of the friends chat is Death, Fire, Air, Body. So the first rune here is going to be your first rune in the Rune Goldberg Machine. Death is going to be our first rune. And the second rune is either going to be Fire, Air, or Body. I personally already know that mine is going to be Body. I tested this out beforehand, but it could be Fire or Air. That being said, you do want to check the alts, because even if Body is my best rune, if you check the alts, they're going to tell you 4 different runes. No means that Death is actually the best rune for the first rune no matter what. Mind, Earth, and No means that for Fire, Mind is going to be the best rune to use. For Air, Earth is actually going to be the best rune to use. And for Body, it says No, so that means Body is the best rune to use. And it's also worth 30 Vis. So basically the way alternates work is they kind of figure out exactly how much every single rune costs, and then how much money you're going to be getting back. And it's going to tell you what's going to be the maximum GP profit. If you're an Iron Man, you can totally disregard this. Basically, you just use whatever rune is going to be the best rune, assuming that it's not a combination rune or some other rune that's going to take you a long time to actually get. Iron Man, you're going to want to get the maximum amount of Vis that you can a day, because there's obviously no way that you could buy extra Vis if you need to. So you're going to want to have as much Vis as possible. So you're going to want to get the largest amount. As a normal account, though, you want to get the maximum profit. So I actually have a Viswax calculation that I set up. It automatically imports the amount of, or the price of the runes, as well as how much it costs to make them, and it has a little number here. I'm going to put this down in the description down below. I just made it as a Google spreadsheet so that you guys can all see it. But basically, it just imports the price of 32.092 is going to be Viswax. So you can actually import the price of something from the GE. So this is going to be use all the GE mid prices. And we can figure out what the best rune to use is actually going to be. I'm going to use this to figure out what the best rune for me is going to be for the third rune. So basically I counted Earth as a 0 on this list. And then every single number is how much less Viswax you can get and still be better to use the other rune. So for mind runes, it does cost an extra 18,000 to use them instead of Earth rune. So if you can get 2 or 1 or 2 less by using Earth, it's actually cheaper to use Earth and just get that a couple less Vis and then have more money in the long run. But if you can get 3 or more extra Vis by using the Mind Rune instead of the Earth Rune, it's going to be better to use Mind Rune. Obviously, it fluctuates a little bit with how many tries you take because, as you can see here, I've tried 3 times and I have a 1.5% increase in the price. So these margins will go slightly up over time, but not enough to really have a large significance. So as you can see, there are some runes that are worth more than 40. So Mist, Lava, Steam, and Smoke are all over 40 points on this list. So just don't ever use those 4 runes. In general, you're not going to want to use combination runes at all. They're all extremely expensive. Dust is still like a 30, so the only time that you would possibly want to use it is if Dust gives you maximum amount on the last one, and then Earth and all the other cheaper runes don't give you almost anything. But all in all, this just kind of is a representation of how much worse the rune is than Earth rune. So if you're comparing air to, let's say, soul, you subtract soul from air. If you can get 10 or more extra Vis by using soul instead of air, soul is actually a better rune to use. All you do is subtract the total here from the total of your alternate. So let's go ahead and test that out with this. So the cheapest rune to use is going to be Earth, so let's just go ahead and test out how much Earth actually gives us. So we already know that both of these are giving us 30 apiece, so that's going to be 60. That means we're only getting 13 Vis from Earth, so it's probably not going to be our best rune. Test out Water, that's the next cheapest. That one only gives us 2. So again, not a very good rune. Let's test out Mine. 21 out of 40 is not actually that bad. But there are going to be better rune probably somewhere in this list, so let's go ahead and keep testing. That being said, every single time I try another rune, it's going to get more and more expensive for me to make this in total, just because I'm going to have to be constantly increasing the number of tries, which every single time you try, you get a 0.5% increase. So you're going to want to try to find your rune as quickly as possible. So Air is another pretty decent one, but it only gives us 8 runes out of 40. I'm just going through this right now. I haven't actually tested it myself. Chaos is going to be another decent rune. Chaos is actually going to give us 27 out of 40. Seeing as how we know that our best rune is going to be a very expensive rune, there's not a whole lot of runes that could possibly give us better than that. Body we already know is not going to be the third rune because it's the best second rune. That's going to be the next one up on the list. Death is actually the next one on the list as well. So if we bring up the chart here, Body is going to be 4.82. Death is going to be 6.74. The only other runes that might even be better are Astral and Fire. But by testing those, I'm going to actually have a 1% increase amount of runes that I'm going to have to use. So in my opinion, I doubt that Astral or Fire is actually going to be better. Soul is going to be comparable even if I just stop right now and just use Soul instead, and honestly I doubt that I'm going to get better than 87. So this is what we're going to be combining for the day. So we're going to make 87, and if you check the price check, I believe I just made about 600k. Obviously I did spend some for the runes. The Chaos rune cost me 50,000, the body rune was 54,000, and whatever my last rune was about 25 to 30. I can't remember what the last rune is already because I'm just talking. So all in all, I probably made about 450,000 GP today. It wasn't the best day in the world, but it's still not bad. 450,000 is not bad, and there's days that you can get 100% with very minimal cost. So you can get up to about 600 to 650,000 a day. So all in all, it's definitely something you want to be worth doing. If you are an Iron Man, like I said, you just want to get the maximum amount of V-Swax. You're not caring that much about profit because you obviously can't sell the V-Swax. You just want to have as much of it as possible to use for yourself. As always, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like and a comment. And as always, have a good one.